Achilles stands alone beside Patroclus's tomb. The camp is silent. No cheers, no battle cries. Only the wind howling through the ashes of war. With Hector fallen and his body returned to King Priam, the fire of vengeance within Achilles began to fade. Grief gave way to resolve, and the greatest warrior of Greece reclaimed his purpose. He returned to the Greek ranks, armor gleaming, spirit unbroken. At Achilles' side, the army rose as one, ready at last to unleash a full-scale assault upon the walls of Troy. From the heights of Olympus, Apollo watched Achilles with burning wrath. The hero had defied fate, mocked the gods, and brought ruin beyond mercy. Now, Apollo would not strike with thunder or blade, but with destiny itself. Achilles' glory would burn brighter than ever, and be cut short at the moment he least expected. Clad in radiant golden armor, Achilles returned to the battlefield. With spear in hand, he cut through the Trojan ranks, each strike swift, precise, unstoppable. Wherever Achilles charged, the battlefield bent to his will. Shields broke, formations collapsed, and the Trojans soon realized the truth. No mortal could stand against him. Under Achilles' command, the Greek army surged forward like an unstoppable tide. Trojan lines shattered beneath his advance, warriors falling back in fear. Yet Troy itself still stood, its towering fortress protected by relentless archers raining death from above. Each arrow slowed the Greeks, turning the battlefield into a deadly stalemate before the gates of Troy. Massive wooden catapults were dragged into position, their frames creaking as crews armed them with fire-soaked payloads. At Achilles' command, the machines roared to life. Flaming projectiles tore through the sky, crashing into the battlements of Troy, forcing the archers to scatter as fire and smoke consumed the walls. The fortress trembled, and the path forward burned. Arrows rained from the walls, yet Achilles pressed on, cutting a path through fire and steel. The gates of Troy loomed ahead. This was no longer a siege. This was an invasion.
Achilles, son of Peleus, your wrath has drowned this land in blood. You defy fate, you defy the gods. Your glory ends where your pride blinds you. No man escapes destiny, not even the mightiest warrior who ever lived.
The gates of Troy finally fell. Achilles led the Greek army deep into the burning fortress, steel and fire echoing through its corridors.
Fear us, men of Troy!
Amid shattered stone and fleeing soldiers, Achilles stopped. Before him stood the temple of Apollo, untouched, silent. Memories surged. Apollo's unseen hand, Patroclus struck down, weakened by a god's interference. Hector's blade finding its moment.
Soldiers of Greeks, stand with me against the will of gods. We will not bow. Burn down the temple of Apollo!
Achilles' men set the temple of Apollo ablaze, defying the god within his own sacred walls. As the flames rose, Apollo's fury ignited, an immortal wrath now fixed upon Achilles. As Troy burned and the gods watched in fury, a new warrior answered the call. From the eastern lands came Penthesilea, queen of the Amazons, forged by war, sent by fate.
Your wrath has angered the gods, Achilles. By the will of Ares, your blood will stain this battlefield.
Then come, Amazon Queen. If the gods want my blood, they will have to take it through you.
The battlefield fell unnaturally silent as Penthesilea, queen of the Amazons, stepped forward, her armor gleaming beneath the burning skies of Troy. Achilles turned to face her. She did not hesitate. Penthesilea's spear struck like lightning, each blow driven by honor and divine wrath. Achilles met her charge head-on, his spear a blur of steel and fury. The ground shook as warrior clashed with warrior. For a moment, neither yielded, but Achilles was born for war. With one final decisive strike, he overcame the Amazon queen. As Penthesilea fell, Achilles stood in silence, victorious, realizing that even legends are shaped by loss, wrath, and the cruel will of the gods.
Achilles! Achilles!
As Achilles knelt on the battlefield, mourning the fallen Penthesilea, his guard lowered, just for a moment. From the shadows of Troy, Paris drew his bow.
Prince of Troy, the fate of heroes rests in your hands. Achilles has defied the gods. End him, and Troy shall remember your name forever.
As the dust of war swirled around him, a single arrow flew, guided not by mortal hands alone, but by the will of a god. It struck the one place destiny had left unguarded. The greatest warrior of Greece fell to his knees, his strength fading as silence crept across the battlefield. Achilles, son of Peleus, hero of 1,000 battles, met the fate foretold long before Troy. And with his fall, the world lost its mightiest warrior, but his name would live forever. Zeus felt solemn acceptance. Achilles' death fulfilled fate, Moira. Even the king of gods would not overturn destiny once it was set. Apollo was coldly resolved. Achilles had defied him, desecrated his temple, and slaughtered Trojans under divine protection. To Apollo, the arrow was justice, not cruelty. Athena mourned in silence. She admired Achilles' unmatched skill and courage, but knew his pride had led him too far. Ares, god of war, respected Achilles above all mortals. Though war claimed him, Ares acknowledged Achilles as the greatest warrior to ever walk a battlefield. Hera and Poseidon, long enemies of Troy, were angered by the loss. Achilles had been their sharpest weapon against the Trojans. Thetis, his mother, was devastated. The sea nymph's grief echoed across the oceans, for she had always known this end and failed to stop it. Among the gods, one truth was clear. Achilles did not die as a man, but as a legend. His name would outlive cities, kings, and even the war itself.